Hey there, wonderful home cooks. Hope you're all doing well. Today I've got an absolute gem, one pan pasta. The dish gets you 4 out of your 5-a-day veggies in one and bursts with creamy ricotta, salty prosciutto and aromatic basil, full of summer flavors and taste. Let's get cooking. Now let's hero some red bell peppers. Give them a wash, stick your thumbs into the top and tear them apart. Remove the stalks, the seeds. Nobody wants some crunch of those. And get it into medium-sized chunks. Now grab your tall pan, give it a high heat, generous amount of olive oil inside. You want oil to coat half of the surface. So now toss your bell peppers into the pan. Look at this vibrant color, red. Now give it a handshake. We've got beautiful onions, so just peel them, cut the ends and slice to thin perfection. Once ready, into the pan they go. The things are going well here. Another handshake and maybe lower heat by 10%. Now it's zucchini aka courgette time, and we want medium-sized chunks like this. You can experiment. In the end, no fuss, no muss. While you prepare each vegetable, just throw it into the pan. Mind that zucchini may need less preparation time than our peppers. To our wonderful vegetable company, let it shrunk and reduce a little. Now it's garlic time. Take 4 cloves, reserve 1 for our basil oil and quickly press the 3 of them into the pan. It's gonna be delicious. Now you want to cook everything and caramelize a bit until your kitchen smells like heaven. Usually it will take 8 to 10 minutes. But before, I want you to take some fresh basil. It's a wonderful, fragrant summer herb. And no food waste here. We're gonna use both stalks and the leaves. So remove leaves and put it aside. Now cut the stalks and introduce them to the pan. And let's not waste time and prepare a wonderful, fantastic basil oil that is out of this world. For a basil oil, grab a pestle and mortar, throw in basil leaves, a pinch of salt, a pinch of pepper, some chopped garlic and smash it all up. Now grab 2 tablespoons of olive oil and 1 tablespoon of balsamic vinegar. Another swirl and mash. Let's taste it. This is truly something out of this world. You know, basil was once believed to have magical properties and is still used in many cultures for its health benefits. We have been waiting for the caramelized perfection for 10 minutes and look at the veggies now, look at the colors. They've shrunken more than in half. Colors are beautifully. So here comes fun part. We're adding 250 grams of whole cherry, no cutting, no chopping, just putting it in. Now let's give it a good salty kick. So you'll need at least 5 grams of salt and then adjust it later. Some cayenne pinch of seeds and flakes for subtle heat. Now we take our pasta. You can take any pasta, but for this dish I recommend you to take pasta shells. Some half a pack is 200 to 150 grams and pour enough water to cover everything. Now give it a good stir. This is what I call one pan magic. So once the water is boiling, reduce the heat slightly and cover it with the lid. Basically, you need to cook it for the time the package instruction says, usually 10 to 12 minutes. Alright, the pasta's cooked and soaked up all the veggie goodness. Now let's get creamy. Take something soft like ricotta, stir it through, and let those little curds warm up. This creamy cheese made from whey was historically considered a humble ingredient, but is now a gourmet favorite. And as ricotta has a neutral taste, let's add some salty goodness with prosciutto. But here's the thing, somebody mixed everything up, and this is not definitely prosciutto. This is cured ham, but who cares when it's ham, both pork, and it's salty, and it's not smoky. So tear it or cut it into rustic chunks and introduce it to our one pan wonderful pasta. Sprinkle up some Parmigiano Reggiano cheese, let it melt a little bit, stir it. Now off the heat, don't forget about our wonderful basil oil. Let's finish with it. And there you have it, an easy, delicious and nutritious meal, less than 30 minutes preparation. This is comfort food at its best. So fresh, so full of summer flavors. And basil oil, try to do it at home. This is the real game changer. So like, comment, subscribe for more delicious recipes. Take care and see you next time. Welcome back everyone. Let's prepare one of the most favorite Italian recipes with rich and flavorful bolognese. Now, traditional bolognese uses ground veal, but we are keeping things cruelty-free tonight. So we take a combination of ground beef and ground pork for that meaty goodness. Now for the sauteing part that Italians call sofrito, we take some stalks of celery, 2 medium carrots and 1 big onion, and the flavor inevitables are salt, pepper, olive oil, red wine and some cloves of garlic. Now for the sauce part, we take several tablespoons of tomato paste, 1 can of pomodoro, as well as Italian tomato passata, meaning tomato puree. Last but not the least, take pasta, but please do not take spaghetti. They are just not for bolognese. Take any, fusilli, penne. I personally take rotelle. They are good for tangy virtue of our sauce. Now cut your veggies to tiny bits. The smaller you cut them, the quicker they melt into the sauce. And to achieve this with no or little effort, don't forget to sharpen your knives. Next step, high heat your pan and give it a very generous amount of olive oil. So the oil is hot, let's throw our nicely sliced veggies inside, stir it a little bit, sizzle to golden perfection. Don't skip this step and evaporate all the excess moisture. This will take up to 10 minutes. Now after 8 minutes, I add red wine for our sauce, a little vinegar for the sauce, like 100 to 150 mils, a little vinegar for the chef. A salute. Just kidding, never drink cooking wine. It's for cooking, not for drinking. Let it cook for a few minutes until the alcohol evaporates. And good news, we do not need any stock, we do not need any broth, as our nice and wonderful sofrito, along with our beautiful beef and pork, will give the juices we crave. Speaking of meat, the time has come to add it to the pot. So we cook it until it becomes gray. At this point, we can add a tablespoon salt. Now several cracks of black pepper, a teaspoon of cayenne pepper, and let's cut some garlic for extra fragrance. Now the smell is already amazing. I wish all the audience could feel this fantastic flavor. So after 5 minutes, it's good time to add our tomato paste, pomodoro passata, di pomodoro classica, meaning tomato puree, pomodoro. Now you may previously mash pomodoro with potato masher, but I leave it as it is, as the sauce will melt them. Now, no herbs at all. Italian nonnas never add rosemary, basil, parsley or cilantro to the sauce, as the taste is already rich and flavorful. But what you should add is another 100 mils of water. So what I do is always take my can, pour a little bit of water, mix it and add it to the pot. Now turn the heat medium to low and cook it for at least 30 minutes. I do not put the lid on as I want the moisture to evaporate faster, but if you want to go traditional way, you can turn the heat to the lowest, put the lid on and simmer it for at least 2 hours or even up to 4 hours. The slower and the longer it simmers, the deeper the flavor gets. Just a wonderful sofrito veggie base, minced meat, a little vino and wonderful tangy tomato sauce. As for final serving, don't waste another pan for mixing pasta with sauce. Just strain your noodles, mix on a plate with the sauce and grate your favorite hard cheese. Mine is from Parma, and what is your favorite cheese? Share with us in the comments. See, flavor doesn't have to be complicated. Well, just a little bit. Dishes served. This ultimate Bolognese that delivers restaurant quality taste. Delicious, nutritious, and can be added not only to pasta but basically to anything. No words. Wonderful. Now go conquer your weeknight dinner. Subscribe and thumbs up for appreciation, and see you next time. Hey there, kitchen enthusiasts. Let's explore the world of pasta. You know that beautiful green paste we all go wild for. But here's the deal, pasta isn't just one thing. There's a whole universe of pasta out there just waiting to be explored. Let's bring magic with our hands. So, pasta, the word pasta means to pound, so it's time to break up the ultimate old school kitchen gadget, mortar and pestle. But of course you can use your food processor, you can blitz through it. But if you want that Italian nonnas be proud of you, just go it old school and don't be afraid of it. In the end, we'll make both variants and compare which one has better taste and consistency. But first off, you should take your nuts. Traditional choice is pine nuts, and toast them. Why toasting them? Because it gives them nice depth of flavor. It's like giving them a personality boost. Plus, it gives your kitchen a wonderful smell. So it's both win-win for you and for nuts. Now into the mortar they go. We need some 20 grams of pine nuts and just a small clove of garlic. As I have big one, I'll have it. You don't want garlic to overpower all the taste, just to give a fragrant kick. Now we need a small pinch of salt to start drawing the moisture, and dash it through a paste. You should literally mash it and bash it until the paste is out of our pine nuts, our garlic clove. Time for the hero of the show, basil. Fresh, fragrant, absolutely gorgeous. We're going to add these leaves gradually, pounding them down until we've got this lovely green mush. You can keep it chunky if you like a bit of texture, or go super fine, totally up to you. Now look, it's much more easier than it might seem, and in the end think of it as a kitchen stress ball equivalent. Helps to reduce stress. And for those of you who say that, where should I get this fancy, rich, old school gadget? There's nothing fancy at all. The internet boasts of it, and you can find it around $5 on average. Now, just a crack of pepper for a hard balance, and more salt to help us draw moist. Now, while basil is definitely the hero of the show, try experimenting by adding some mint leaves and some parsley or even cilantro for different depth of flavors. So at this point we have such a mushy paste. It's not that smooth, but still it's not the end. So we add some 30 grams, 20 to 30 grams of hard Italian cheese. So pecorino is a traditional choice, but you can use Parmigiano Reggiano, you can use the combination of both, you can even use Grana Padano. And you know that in Genova, the pasta homeland, there is a championship of making pasta sauce that comes up every 2 years. So there is always something new to add. Now I want to add some beautiful zing with a lemon zest. So I take my, not lemon, lime, sorry, and add just a little pinch of that zest. Finally, the olive oil, slowly drizzle it in while you keep grinding, creating this beautiful silky emulsion. It's like liquid gold pulling everything together in one glorious pasta patty. Now set it aside to rest, and for those of you who are lazy enough to make this beautiful pasta with mortar and pestle, we'll proceed to the mixer one. Just throw garlic and nuts. This time I use combination of walnuts and pine nuts, and oil. Process it before adding herbs. For my recipe, I take 80% basil, 20% mint. Season generously with salt, pepper, and anything you want. Add cheese in, pulse it up, use more oil until you've got the consistency you want. It's quick, easy, and still absolutely delicious. Now look at this smooth consistency, but you know what? I want to experiment and add just half a beautiful ripe wine tomato. It's oilish, it's nice, and the aroma we'll get with the help of this is simply irresistible. So I put it inside and pulse it one more time. So here you are. This is number one with our mortar and pestle. Here's number two with our food processor, with our mixer. Of course, you can see that the food processor version has much smoother consistency, but still, let's try to taste number one. Superb. Yeah, if I use my hands a little more time, that would be nicer consistency, but still the taste is amazing. Let's try number two. Magnifique, or shall I say magnifico. So the taste of both is absolutely wonderful. Whether you're drizzling it with salad, spreading it on some crostini, or tossing it with pasta, this pasta is going to take your dishes to the next level. And remember the key to great pasta: salty water, cook it al dente, and always save a bit for fat pasta water to help emulsify your sauce. Add pasta after the pasta is served and unite everything. You know, this is real magic in your kitchen. Homemade pasta, fresh, vibrant, full of color. So don't be afraid to experiment. Try this. Like, comment, subscribe, keep cooking, and see you next time. Let's tackle a comfort food legend, Alfredo pasta. But before you drown your dish with gallons of cream, hold on and let's rewind a sec. Alfredo was born in the early 1900s in Rome, supposedly by famous restaurateur Alfredo di Lella. Back then it was a simple dish: cheese, butter and fettuccine, no cream inside. How do we achieve that creamy magic without the dairy avalanche? The secret to an insanely delicious Alfredo lies in emulsification. That fancy word just means we're creating a dreamy blend of Parmesan cheese and butter that coats every single noodle. Now, traditional Parmesan cheese is aged for at least 18 months. It's super rich in nutty flavor. We need 100 grams of grated Parmesan cheese, so be patient to grate a hill of it. And fun fact, the name Parmigiano Reggiano is protected by law, so be sure to grab a real deal. So 100 grams for the sauce and leave 10 to 20 grams for the topping. Now, cook your fettuccine according to package directions. Usually it is 8 to 10 minutes. So grab 100 grams of unsalted butter in pan and let it melt. Now, take your fettuccine. If you did not reserve your starchy water for this time, you better do it right now. Drain your pasta. Nice al dente pasta. So we'll wait for our butter. Look how creamy it is. So the butter is almost melted. It started to brown a bit. So we introduce our fettuccine. Now, to loosen everything a bit, let's pour our starchy water from our pasta. Take your utilities, stir it a bit. Now our wonderful Parmigiano Reggiano into the pan. So the ratio, 1 part of butter, 1 part of cheese. Now, very important, off the heat and stir it for another 30 seconds more. Again, look at the sauce, creamy perfection. Your favorite herbs, some basil, nice amount of black pepper. Is lighter, fast and friendly, way tastier than the dairy version. Nice and super easy. So grab your whisks and get ready to conquer chicken Alfredo pasta. Have a nice day, subscribe for more delicious recipes, and see you next time. Hey everyone, Elijah Salt is here, and let's throw a flavor party on a plate. This vibrant dish explodes with fresh seasonal veggies, creamy mozzarella, and a hint of smoky magic. Whole pepper, roughly chop it the way you like, not too small, not too big, nice and easy. Now grab your favorite pan, high heated, and take bell peppers. Here's a hint, no oil for now, for elegant blister and scald. This will create a beautiful smoky depth of flavor that will elevate the entire dish. At the same time, slice your onions right the size of bell peppers. You can definitely use white or yellow onion. I just adore that nice purple color. Now toss them in a pan along with the black peppers that have caught that savory smokiness. Stir them occasionally and cook until nice and soft for 3 to 4 minutes. Look at this beauty. That's what we want. Let's take 4 cloves of garlic and roughly chop them. Now check on the veggies. They're becoming more soft. Yeah, nice. So put garlicky goodness into the pan and wait for 1 more minute. So this is the perfect time to get your water to boil and salt it well to be prepared for introducing pasta. Now our veggies are smoked and softened. It's time to introduce some generous amount of salt, several cracks of black pepper, maybe some paprika. No need for cayenne or chili. The weather is hot outside. No need to make it hot inside. So toss it, and it's perfect time for introducing extruding sweetness from our veggies by introducing just several tablespoons of olive oil. Now, can you hear the sound? This sound makes difference. Toss it. Let's add a sophisticated touch of dry oregano. No better or worse than fresh one, just different taste palette. Thyme, basil, your favorite herbs, all will work beautifully. So experiment. The smell is wonderful. The star of the sauce is here. While the herbs are getting to know the veggies, roughly chop your tomatoes. Here's a tip for extra juicy flavor. Use a combination of vine-ripened tomatoes and cherry tomatoes. Let everything simmer for a good 5 minutes, allowing the flavors to melt and the tomatoes to release their juices. Now a splash of red wine vinegar adds a delightful balanced touch of sweet and sour dimension, balancing between sweet tomatoes and soury onions. So tablespoon, like 2 to 3 tablespoons is enough. Another toss. And here's time to embrace mozzarella magic. Here's the deal, you can always take ricotta or even feta. So take what is at hand, give it a nice oilish kiss, and put the lid on, turn heat to low, and let it cook for the exact time as your pasta cooks. Take 200 grams of your favorite pasta. You'd better opt for a short one, the same amount of time for the sauce to simmer. No grill, nice, quick, easy, family-friendly recipe. So 10 minutes after, let's drain our pasta and unify it with the sauce. Ready to tantalize your taste buds and impress your guests. Perfect for a weeknight meal or delightful addition to your next summer barbecue. So guys, it's light, it's satisfying, it's bursting with flavor. So grab your freshest ingredients, crank up the tunes, and get ready to put summer on a plate. See you next time. Let's boost your immune system with fiery Italian classic pasta arrabbiata. This dish is all about simple ingredients packed with bold flavors that come together for a sauce that's as easy as it is delicious and perfect for any occasion. Pasta arrabbiata is one of those classic Italian dishes that's all about simplicity, but don't be fooled with the short ingredient list, because quality means everything, not quantity. Use the best, or at least real Italian tinned tomatoes. We'll need 1 can for a 2-person dinner, half a standard pack Italian pasta, quality olive oil, and quality makes a huge difference, no cap. Don't forget to sea salt your boiled water and cook any pasta. It's preferable to take short pasta for this sauce. I take gnocchi today, you can take penne rigatone, but any pasta will work greatly. Cook until al dente, mine takes up to 12 minutes, you read your package instructions. Arrabbiata means angry, means hot, and the heat comes from chili peppers, so you can take any variety of chili or hot peppers you have. I have jalapeno here, I have habanero, I have small chili, I have big chili. You can take even flakes, but it's preferable to take fresh. Remove seeds for lowering heat or keep them in if you love it. I'll slice to nice rounds, and do not forget to wear gloves, because every time I forget to put gloves on, I regret about this when touching my eye or something else. So this will be real hot, but of course you need to adjust according to your preferences, according to your love, and don't be intimidated by these small guys. These are real bad boys of the chili world. So let's start and work on that fiery sauce. Heat 4 tablespoons of olive oil in a large skillet over medium heat. Once the oil is hot, add chili and get 4 cloves of garlic thinly sliced, then add it inside the pan. Saute for about a minute, just until the garlic releases its aroma and pepper is infused in it. Be careful not to let it burn, it should be fragrant, not bitter. Now I can feel how the hotness is infused in the air and I can inhale it. So the classic variant of this pasta doesn't contain any protein, but I need more protein for my daily intake, so I stick to lazy pots today and introduce Italian carne, means jellied beef. So I think 3 small tins, like 200 grams, is totally enough. Mind that 200 grams is with jelly inside, so there will be somewhere around 100-150 grams of beef meat. Once introduced into the pan, I'll mash it and wait 2 minutes until the jelly evaporates a bit and the sauce will become to thicken. Next, pour in 400 grams of canned whole peeled tomatoes. Crush them with a spoon, with a masher, or use your hands for rustic texture. The tomatoes are the heart of the sauce, and as they cook, they break down and soak up all the garlicky, chili-infused oil. Now seasoning with salt, and honestly, we do not need more black or white pepper because I believe my pasta arrabbiata is hot enough already. So let the sauce simmer, medium heat for about 10 minutes. Now, this time, when the sauce is almost ready, your pasta should be perfectly al dente. So you know the rule, reserve some of the pasta starchy water if you want to loosen the sauce later. Introduce your pasta into the pan. You can put the sauce on top. I want my pasta to cook a little bit more, so I introduce it into the pan with the sauce. Stir a bit to coat the pasta beautifully and let it cook 2 more minutes, low heat. Pretty simple, but I want to add some more complexity, and as I have some spinach, so let's take a handful of it and introduce it to the pan. It will shrunk in a minute. And for the final touches, stir in a handful of fresh herbs like parsley, dill, or anything to your liking for brightness and color. You can also add a generous drizzle of extra virgin olive oil for that smooth, rich finish. You can always serve your pasta with favorite cheese, Parmigiano Reggiano, Grana Padano. I have Birai cheese today. So it's not in the recipe, but who cares in the end? Probably the easiest pasta arrabbiata done in less than 15 minutes. It's fiery, it's bold, and packs a punch. Let's try it. Make sure you've got some sour dairy product to cool down the spice. Yeah, I love this. But don't forget to adjust the hotness according to your preferences. And I can literally feel like all the diseases are running away from me and from my body. Be healthy, be fit, and see you next time. Let's take your favorite spaghetti and elevate it with a load hole of healthiness. Now, I know what you're thinking. Pasta healthy? Absolutely. We are ditching the heavy hitters like ham, pancetta, guanciale, and swapping them for something lean and mean, shrimps. So these beautiful guys are packed with protein, low in fat and rich in omega-3 fatty acids, so they are ready to shine on our pan beautifully. So if you take frozen ones, just be ready to pat them dry to remove extra moisture. And of course, spaghetti. This will be the base of our flavor explosion today. The classic, the reliable. Some 200 grams for 2 adults is enough. We'll need some garlic cloves, 2 whole and 1 pressed. We'll use it later. Some beautiful, flavorful, sweet cherry tomatoes. Of course, we'll take the king of cheeses, Parmigiano Reggiano, 100 grams, 50 grams for the sauce and 50 grams for toppings, and of course, butter. Everything is better with butter, so take 2 tablespoons. So here's much more than we need, so let's cut 1 tablespoon. Take 2 small or 1 big egg for our carbonara-like cream. Be sure to have eggs in your fridge. And you know what? We are keeping things simple but just elevating to the next level. So I have wonderful aromatic basil here, 2 types. Did you know that this is actually a type of mint? It's nice how nature connects everything in its own unique way. So we will take several leaves of basil and make a wonderful fragrant basil oil with mortar and pestle. This oil is like liquid sunshine for your taste buds. Just fresh basil leaves, pinch of salt, pressed garlic clove, and mash it along with adding with little oil pouring in. Now it is ready. Set it aside for later and leave it to fill the air with fresh herbaceous notes. Now we are to cook our pasta al dente. You know the drill, making salty Mediterranean in our bowl and putting pasta in, just stirring it from time to time and leaving it for the time prescribed on the package. At this point, let's make our simple carbonara-like cream, but with a twist. So crack 1 or 2 eggs in a separate bowl, whisk it through, salt and pepper to taste, grate 50 grams of salty calcium-packed Parmesan cheese, and add this green gold basil garlicky oil. Now a splash of this will make your taste buds do the wave. It's really the game changer of any dish. Now 3 more minutes before our pasta is cooked, so let's get our pan sizzling with a kiss of olive oil, a touch of unsalted butter, and 2 smashed cloves of garlic. So for the garlic, we need just a quick kiss from the pan. That's a nice sizzling sound. You don't want it to burn so quickly. The shrimps are following in. We need to sear them 2 minutes maximum. 2 minutes each side, and we need to lock those juices. Look at this color. It's like sunshine sizzling on a pan. Reduce heat a bit, so it should be medium-high heat. Now salt our beautiful shrimps a bit, and the pasta is ready. So we need to reserve some of the starchy water. Although we may not need it, we just keep it to loosen things if there is such a need. So pasta drained, we put it to our shrimps. Now mix everything. Now off the heat, take our egg basilish cheesy cream, introduce it to the pan, grab your tool and whisk it vigorously. If you need to loosen things up, just use and pour some of the starchy water, not too much in our case. So plate it up, put halved or quartered cherry tomatoes on a plate, finish it off with a generous grating of Parmesan cheese. This is the cheese equivalent of a superhero cape. It completes the looks, it adds the flavor. Some fresh basil leaves, or just add your favorite herbs, and that's it. So creamy, dreamy, luscious end of summer pasta with shrimps. The dish is quicker and easier than ordering pizza. Oh, seriously perfect for those lazy summer days when you want something delicious without the fuss. So grab your aprons, gather your ingredients, and make this pasta magic together. Hello wonderful home cooks. Today I want to make an experiment and prepare a pasta dish that I've never done before. I love pasta dishes because they're cheap on the wallet, and there is something special about unique pasta shapes and forms and those different color of sauces. So recently I found a recipe that caught me unaware. Penne alla vodka. Alla what? You heard that right. This simple yet as believed delicious dish was extremely popular in Italy and the US in 80s, 90s, but is still often made in the kitchen route Italian communities all over the world. Let's try and prepare it and make a verdict. So we'll take penne rigatona, that pasta with ridges that hold on the sauce beautifully. 15 Italian tomatoes. You can always use fresh tomatoes or tomato puree, so take what you have and improvise. Grab 200 grams of heavy cream, grated Parmigiano Reggiano cheese. You can take Pecorino Romano. I don't know how much to take. It's always to take as much as you can, but as it's not a cheap deal, follow the golden ratio, 50 grams for the cooking, 50 grams for the topping. And of course, I want to introduce more calories to my pasta dish, so I take pork meat. You can take pancetta, you can take guanciale. These are always classics for the pasta, Italian pasta dishes. I don't have either, but I have ribs, and guess what? It's attached to the pancetta-like part, so it has a fat cap and beautiful meat that will render in our sauce beautifully. So your holy trinity of cooking: salt, pepper, olive oil, last but not the least, vodka. So some recipes say you should take 100 grams of vodka, others claim it's 240 grams of vodka. I take something in between, so it's 5 ounces, 150 grams in the... And I use so many times cognac, brandy, bourbon, whiskey, even beer, and always it benefited somehow the dishes. But vodka, it smells of suffering. I don't know how it can benefit the dish, so we'll see. Heat up 3 to 4 tablespoons of that golden olive oil in a pan over medium heat. Dice your onion into cutest cubes. Toss inside a pan and let it cook until it's soft and golden, around 5 minutes. At the time, slice your pancetta or bacon into thin strips. This isn't just flukes, it's so each piece has the perfect balance of crispy fat and savory meat. Introduce it to the pan and keep cooking until golden crispy. The fat from pancetta is going to make your sauce sing. While onions and pancetta are doing their thing in the pan, let's prepare our tomatoes. So add some salt, like teaspoon or 2. Heat it with your favorite pepper, fresh or dried herbs. Start crushing it with your hands for a rustic feel, and if you are too fancy, just use tomato crusher and mash with it. See, nothing special, easy and quickly. Now the onions have caramelized a bit and the pancetta is becoming brown, so it's time for introducing vodka, as the recipe says. So no flambeing at all, just leave it for 2 to 3 minutes until the alcohol evaporates, making it totally safe even for the kids. Now, the smell isn't amazing. I guess it will reduce a bit and become a little bit better. Now add your crushed tomatoes to the pan, let everything simmer together on medium to low heat for about 15 minutes. This is when all those flavors start to mingle, get to know each other, and patience is key here. Good things come to those who wait. This is good time for getting your pasta ready. Check the sauce. If it reduced a bit, it doesn't necessarily need to be twice. So it's time to introduce our wonderful cream. So pour it on top, continue stirring. This will create a silky, smooth, velvety, nice consistency. Now we'll heat a little bit more our pan and wait for some minutes until it thickens. Drain your pasta, toss it in the sauce, give it a good stir so every piece of panna is coated in the rosy, creamy goodness. Plate it up, top with freshly grated pecorino parmesan cheese and sprinkle of fresh herbs. So let's try it. You know what? No vodka overpowering at all. It somehow enhances the tomato, the creamy base, but all in all, you miss nothing if you don't have vodka in this recipe. This is good on its own, without any alcohol. So you can try this at home. This is not the best recipe, but still this is a good, nutritious pasta. And you can always impress your friends with Penne alla vodka. Creamy pumpkin pasta. We are going full flavor today with this dish. Pumpkin sauce meets crispy, garlicky, cheesy bacon breadcrumbs. It's rich, velvety, crispy, and best of all, satisfying. Perfect for those chilly evenings. Let's get started, but before, be sure to be subscribed. So obviously, pumpkin is the true star of the show today. You can take regular pumpkin, sugar pumpkin, butternut squash, any variety of this beautiful vegetable, and make a puree. You can go to the store and buy a prepared puree, but if you have time and effort, trust me, it is worth it. You get a deeper, richer flavor, and it's as fresh as it gets. To do it fast way, grab somewhere 1 pound, half a kilo sugar pumpkin, cut it into small slices, give it some salt, pinch of your favorite pepper, some herbs, touch of oil, and pop it into preheated oven 220 Celsius for 30 Fahrenheit. Now it will take up to 20 minutes for the pumpkin to be ready for perfect blending, and sugar pumpkins are good for soaking all that roasting flavors, but if your pumpkin is not sweet enough, you can always take a tablespoon of sugar and put it on top. Meanwhile, no more talking, we are preparing some of the most beautiful toppings you can only imagine. In a pan over medium heat, cook 150 grams of diced bacon or pancetta until crispy. Remove the bacon and set it aside, but keep the beautiful bacon fat in the pan. Add a tablespoon of butter, And once melted, stir in 2 cloves of minced garlic. Let that garlic sizzle for about a minute. Now toss in 1 cup of breadcrumbs. Lower the heat to minimum, stir continuously until the breadcrumbs are golden and crispy. Now be sure to stir your breadcrumbs. You don't want them to burn, you want them to be a little bit brown and crunchy. So after a minute of stirring, turn off the heat. Now return your seared bacon and introduce some handful of dried herbs. You can take parsley, you can take dill, you can take thyme, rosemary, whatever you like. This seared bacon and garlic will infuse the breadcrumbs with incredible aroma. So I'll introduce some more herbs. No, do not set aside, because we did not introduce the real Italian deal. So any hard cheese will work. I'll take Parmigiano Reggiano and grate somewhere around 50 to 60 grams. Now another stir after this is needed, and that is where you can set aside. Bring a large pot of salted water to a boil, toss in 200 to 150 grams of any pasta of your choice and cook until al dente, about the same minutes that are on your pasta package. Remember to save some of the starchy pasta water before draining. By this time your pumpkin should be perfectly roasted, so get it out of the oven and transfer it to the food processor. Of course, you can use blender, you can mash it with your potato masher, or you can squeeze it with your hands. Just be sure it cools off for being safe to squeezing it with your hands. But we are lazy today, so we are using just food processor and ready for blasting. So you can always introduce salt, pepper, some garlic for more fragrance, add splash of water stock to loosen it up, and that's it. You've got homemade pumpkin puree ready to devour. Now let's build that creamy sauce. In a large skillet, heat 1 tablespoon of butter over medium heat. Once the butter has melted, add 4 cloves of garlic, minced, pressed, or just smashed. Saute for about a minute until fragrant, but be careful not to let the garlic brown. Now we are taking our freshly made pumpkin puree. Be sure to lower your heat to medium and scooping out all the deliciousness. And of course we want creamy, luxurious, velvety texture, so we need to introduce some cream. It can be light cream, it can be heavy cream, but no sour cream, please. So look at the consistency. It should be a little bit less thick, so more cream or more starchy water, of course. Let it melt for 1 minute. Again, the heat medium to low. Adding the cream to the puree gives the sauce a beautiful rich consistency while balancing the sweetness of the pumpkin. Now your pasta should be ready by now, so drain it and introduce to the pan. As for the seasonings, salt and pepper to taste as well. And there is one beautiful thing that complements this dish greatly. This is nutmeg, so just a drizzle of that beautiful spice inside. And in several minutes it will be ready for serving. Serve to plates topped with the garlicky cheesy bacon breadcrumbs. They are the crunchy salty bite that contrasts perfectly with the smooth creamy pasta. If you're feeling extra fancy, top it with a few fried sage leaves for the autumn vibe, and don't forget extra sprinkle of parmesan. Truly wonderful autumn or winter vibe that might become your new favorite. Thanks for joining me today. Don't forget to like, comment, subscribe.
Keep cooking, stay awesome, and see you next time.
Let's make both 2-in-1 and tantalize your taste buds with show-stopping Italian pasta salad. This isn't your average pasta salad, folks. It's loaded with the freshest ingredients, a vibrant homemade dressing that's knock your socks off. And it's perfect for meal prep because it gets even tastier the next day. First thing, cook your favorite pasta according to the package directions. Get water to boil, salt generously, and throw in pasta, stirring it occasionally. Next up, the dressing. Ditch the store-bought stuff and whip up a flavor bomb in a jar, because who doesn't love to shake things up? Just toss in some 1/4 cup extra virgin olive oil, 2 tablespoons of white wine vinegar, 25 grams finely grated Parmesan cheese, a tablespoon plain yogurt, a squeeze of fresh garlic, add a symphony of Italian herbs, rosemary, parsley, basil, teaspoon salt, and half teaspoon pepper. Shake it like a Polaroid picture of fancy cocktail until it's beautifully emulsified. Perfect. And the beauty of this dressing is that you can store it in the fridge up to 5 to 7 days. Just remember to shake it before using. In the meantime, let's create a vibrant symphony of textures and flavors. We'll be slicing, dicing, and chopping a medley of fresh ingredients that make your taste buds doing the wave. First up, we've got the salty superstar, luxurious prosciutto sliced into thin strips for a burst of savory goodness. Prosciutto is a dry cured ham, boasting a rich, salty flavor that adds a touch of elegance to any dish. But beyond its taste, prosciutto packs a protein punch of more than 20 grams per 3-ounce serving, like 100 grams, so it makes a perfect companion for any meal. Next comes juicy and bright tomatoes. For making clean cuts, use a sharp knife. I take cocktail tomatoes because they just keep their shape nice and easy without all the mushiness. Feeling like something a bit refreshing, dice up full cucumbers for a hydrating crunch. Looking for a bolder flavor, take a crispy bell pepper and slice it to your liking. Rinse your pasta under cool water to avoid mashy noodles. Nobody likes lukewarm pasta. Next, we need a bit of aromatic magic. Finely dice some red onion. Don't worry about overpowering bites here. The small dice will ensure the onion infuses every mouthful with its deliciousness without being overwhelming. Small onion or half a big one is enough. For creamy indulgence, we'll toss in some baby mozzarella. Look at this beauty. So, no need to cut them. Very little, just in halves, quarters will be enough. And we can't forget the salty brownie bag singers, black olives. They add their own unique notes to the flavor harmony, so be sure to include them. And finally, to tie it all together, let's add a sprinkle of freshness with finely chopped parsley. And the grand assembly. In a large bowl, create a rainbow ring of all your beautiful ingredients with the pasta as the base. Feel free to customize. This is your salad after all. You can throw in some artichoke hearts, chickpeas, a sprinkle of your favorite protein powder. The possibilities are endless. Finally, take our wonderful flavorful dressing, give it a nice shake, and drizzle our wonderful salad with this beauty. Look at this, the smell of garlic, of Italian herbs, of olive oil, of white wine vinegar is amazing. And here comes the most difficult part, waiting, because this salad gets even tastier when it has time to marinate for an hour or even for a night. But I won't be judging you if you are digging right in. That's what I do, because my mouth is already watering. This salad is a meal in itself. It's got protein, carbs, healthy fats, and tons of fresh veggies. A true nutritional powerhouse, plus it's perfect for parties, picnics, or just a quick and satisfying lunch. Hey, get ready to impress your friends and family. Make this pasta salad recipe and watch their eyes light up. Subscribe for more delicious recipe, hit the bell button so you never lose new recipes. See you when I see you. Creamy sauce, crispy bacon and perfectly cooked pasta. All this delivers a simple yet profoundly satisfying culinary experience. Now for this divine indulgence, we'll need some quality pasta. We are taking Barilla, folks, because if we are not in Italy, we might as well pretend, right? Next, onion to add that sweet aromatic base. Garlic, olive oil, salt, pepper, the holy trinity of seasoning. Bacon, because we are rebels. Eggs, and last but not the least, hard Italian cheese. Parmigiano Reggiana, or take Pecorino Romana, or Grana Padana. The onion chopped, let's grate a hill of cheese, and by saying the hill, I mean it. We need at least 100 grams of Parmigiano Reggiano, Grana Padano, any Italian hard cheese. Salt your water generously, boil your pasta al dente, max heat your pan for frying bacon, olive oil into the pan, bacon in. Salt, pepper, bacon, olive oil. If it is not love, I don't know what is. 2 eggs. Minced garlic. Salt, pepper. Whisk vigorously your egg. Now add most amount of cheese inside. Again, whisking. Now, a cream is a bit thick according to traditionalists, but it will work well. Now drain your pasta, but leave a little bit of your Mediterranean Sea. We need extra starchiness for our sauce. Now, it's very important, off the heat, your pasta in, and in goes our creamy sauce. Mix it vigorously. We do not want to have a scrambled eggs, so we put our heat to 0. Now I need a little bit of extra water. The cream is perfect. Oh, almost forgot. Extra black pepper. Let's taste. The creaminess of the sauce, the crunch of the bacon, the way it all just dances on your tongue. It's not just food, it's a journey we took together from the comfort of our own kitchen. Folks, thanks for joining this culinary adventure. If you like this recipe, thumbs up and subscribe. And remember, there are no rules, only pleasant discoveries. Hello, wonderful home cooks. Let's make a wonderful, delightful dish that's both versatile and utterly comforting. Recipe gives you the option to add pork sausage means for a well-balanced mix of amino acids, or skip it for a satisfying vegetarian version. Here's how we make this rich, creamy and flavor-packed pasta. You'll need mushrooms, the heart of our dish. Choose your favorite kind or mix a few varieties for added depth. Now, I want more animal protein and animal fats in my dish, so I'm pretty lazy. You can take mince, I take a sausage and just decaste it. So it's really much easier than it looks. And breeding meat and mince gives you a richer and full amino acid balance. Now, shallots, these add a mild and sweet flavor that complements the mushrooms perfectly. Also take several cloves of garlic. Salt, pepper, olive oil, the holy trinity of any kitchen, and fresh and dry herbs like parsley, thyme, rosemary, oregano to add an aromatic touch. Take lemon and zest it for a beautiful citrusy kick. Now, many people saying that it is not the right way to zest your lemon. They say that you should take your grater firmly in one hand and do something like this, but really this is not a game changer unless you're comfortable with what you're doing. Do it and do not listen to anyone. Now we need some butter cubes for that creamy richness. Some 50 grams will be enough. And take any dairy product you like. It can be heavy cream, it can be sour cream, it can be yogurt, some 70 to 100 milliliters. or grams is totally fine. This will enrich our creaminess, and of course don't forget the real Italian hard cheese like pecorino romano, parmigiano reggiano or grana padano. So you know my golden ratio, 50 grams for the sauce and 50 grams for the topping. Last but not the least, take any pasta. There is no specific recommendation for the dish. You can take short or long, thin or thick pasta. So I take farfalle because I believe this will be good. You take what you have and what you like. So step number 1 for those who are using pork sausage means heat a pan over medium heat with a drizzle of olive oil. Add the sausage and cook until it's brown and crumbled. It will take up to 5 minutes. Don't waste time here, and finally chop your mushrooms and shallots. Now we are going to sear all the mushrooms, like 300 to 400 grams in one pan. But when they are almost ready, we're gonna take some part of it, like 1/3 or even half, to blend in the sauce. So right in the end, when the pork mince is almost ready, just introduce your garlic. You can cut it to molecules, you can press it, you can mince it, do anything that you want and that you can. So garlic doesn't need to be cooked too much, just 1 minute, not more, to give the wonderful smell. And at this point you better have your water boiling for our beautiful pasta. Now set the meat aside, and in the same pan add a little more olive oil. No need to wipe out with paper towel. Toss in the chopped shallots. Saute a minute, and next add the heel of mushrooms. Add more oil if needed again, and enough salt to draw moisture. Cook until they release their juices and become golden brown. So now give it a nice amount of black pepper to your taste. And of course, this is a good time to introduce fresh herbs. I'll take oregano, because oregano is always good in Italian pastas. Let the mushrooms shrunk at least twice and let all the moisture evaporate. This will take up to 10 to 15 minutes. So this is the perfect time for our farfalle, for our butterflies to cook. So we get 250 grams for 2 to 3 person inside the boiling water. Don't forget to salt your water generously. Now for the magic. When the mushrooms are almost ready, take half of cooked and blend them with a few cubes of butter, a splash of cream like 100 grams, salt, pepper. You can add a little pasta water to get the right consistency, creamy but not too thick. Stir in some grated cheese to enhance the flavor, and ready in less than a minute. Now it's time for the grand assembly. So return the cooked pork sausage mince into the bowl, into the pan, sorry. These allergies driving me crazy. So give it a good stir. Now introducing pasta. And bring in this creamy, dreamy, luscious sauce. So make sure it covers all the ingredients. Now, if you have a too thick consistency, you can always introduce more pasta water. I think we have a nice consistency, so stir everything, coat everything with this wonderful mushroom sauce. Look at this beauty. Look how creamy it is. And honestly, the smell is fantastic. I love the combination of meat, of mushrooms, and of course garlic. Now right in the end, give our mushroom sauce a grated lemon zest. And of course, you can introduce your favorite fresh parsley or dill. I believe that parsley and dill pairs perfectly with mushrooms. Not too much to enhance the flavor, not to overpower. Give more pepper. and ready to be served. Serve your mushroom cream pasta onto plates or bowls with extra grated cheese on top for those who love it cheesy. This mushroom cream pasta is perfect for a cozy dinner, whether you're indulging in the rich combination of pork sausage and mushrooms or keeping it light and vegetarian. Listen, it's creamy, it's flavorful and simply irresistible. Don't forget to comment, like and subscribe for more delicious inspirations. Have a wonderful day, have a wonderful week, have a wonderful month, and see you next time.